All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am Dark Algo, and thanks for joining me on this morning watch list building session. One second, I am a little behind this morning. I'm just a little behind. Give me a second. Oh. Just a second. All right, so where does this go? This goes over here. Have you ever noticed that people are creatures of habit? So one thing I like to do is there's this, and I'm not pushing essential oils. Don't get me started, but there's this stuff right here called Thrive, or I don't know. It's there's a bunch of different names for it, but it smells like spices, but not frankincense. It's not a hippie stuff, right? But it's really good. It's a disinfectant. So I always like to get started making sure that, like, I don't know, I'm weird. I like making sure my hands are clean, especially since I'm typing on a keyboard all day. Yeah. Anyway, people are creatures of habit. So with that being said, I think it's really, really important that we start looking at routines and how to maximize your trading strategy based on what you do every single morning. Because the more you can methodically, almost robotically, mechanically trade, it takes the emotions out, which tells your brain not to mess with your body and really affect your it can really screw you up. So I'm really big into Audible, right? Because I don't have time to read, but I do have time to listen to stuff. Sorry, I was just going to share what I was listening to this morning with you. Hold on, let me find it. If you're interested in my Audible playlist, let me know. I'll get that posted. I've got some pretty good stuff in there. So there's this audiobook called The Hour Between Dog and Wolf, right? Risk taking, gut feelings, and the biology of boom and bust. Basically, how to step up your game, but it goes a lot into the physiology of trading and how the endorphins and cortisone that's released, especially if you're in a good position, right? You get into that trade and your adrenaline starts kicking in. Like everybody's done it with Tesla. When Tesla goes from, like, 1 to 1,000. I first noticed it when I got into a Tesla Lotto a couple years ago. I bought two really far out of the money contracts for like 25 cents a piece, right? And Tesla just ripped faces that day. Well, those 25-cent contracts went to $10 a piece. So, obviously that's a 1,000%, 10,000% gain. 8,500 or something like that. Basically $50 to $2,000. And I noticed that physically, my body was physically affected by it. It was like I'd been in a fight, or maybe not a fight, or a really intensive sports match. Like I played a lot of baseball, I played a lot of football, but sorry, I'm just getting the rest of my stuff ready here. It had messed with me. It really got stuck in my head, and I'll have to fix that later. But yeah, so just notice it over the next couple of weeks, right? If you get into a trade, see what your body does, right? Your elevated heart rate, endorphin rush, adrenaline, right? But adrenaline's short lasting. Your body actually produces a chemical after adrenaline called cortisone that can affect it can affect you, right? Elevated blood pressure. It shuts down. It shuts down something that converts the normal healthy conversion of carbohydrates. But basically, it just converts everything to glucose. Yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, good book. I'll let you know more about it. So let me get signed into this chat here. And which one are we going to use? And we will get going. Sorry for going off on a little tinfoil hat tangent there, but I think it's important. I think there's more to trading stocks than just buy and sell, right? So All right, morning. Hey Terry, I wasn't stalking you yesterday. We follow some of the same people, and it was kind of weird. It was actually kind of cool seeing you listening to focused trades, focused options. Chandler and Taylor. Me and Chandler, we are our concentric social circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Eventually, we're going to end up hanging out. It's just how it's going to go. So, with that being said, like as you can tell, I'm a little late. I'm going to blow through this news really quickly. Just to be honest with you, I've gotten some feedback, and I don't necessarily need to post all this news. I was posting it to a couple of outlets. Like people were like, "Oh, hey, this is really great." Well, they don't necessarily want it or need it right now, so I'm not going to waste my time on it. All right, so I am really just. Oh, come on, please, just. Uh, 1 second. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just blow through the stuff that I don't really even necessarily want to be interested in. Such a short week. I'm gonna be super selective. Zoom is gonna be one for sure. Pfizer is what we're gonna look at for healthcare. Financials ripped yesterday, so anything in the financial sector, we should um, take a harder look at. Here we go. This is important. Payment and fintech stocks have cratered over the last month, right? That's true. They absolutely have. So we'll read that financial news. Moving up. Jacobs. Dicom. And let's see. All right. Impossible says, oh, wow. That's beyond. All right, here we go. XPEV is important. I don't care about Urban Outfitters. And so there's very little earnings this week. This is not a Let's Play earnings week for sure. And I don't care about market closing prices yesterday. I do care about the earnings today. So really the earnings that I'm interested in is VMware, BMW, and Dell. And then before the bell, DLTR should be interesting. We do have events this morning. We've got Redbook Really Sales and Manufacturing PMI. So PMI should be interesting, very interesting. All right, lots of news here, and let's see. That's separated out there, and then in Asian markets. All right, sweet. Let's get to it. All right. Samsung Electronics says it made plans to build a $17 billion plant in Taylor, Texas to make advanced chips for its contract manufacturing or foundry business. Samsung rival TSM has started construction of its $12 billion Arizona plant that will go into mass production in 2024. All right. What did I do? Excuse me. All right. Zoom had earnings. How did they do? How did they do? Let's see how the Zoom did on earnings. What are we going to use today? Let's use the. All right, there we go. Zoomity zoom zoom zoom. What happened on Zoom? So Zoom had earnings, right? Going into yesterday. Let's see. So they must have missed on earnings. Zoom. Estimated, let's see, EPS of 111 versus 109, revenues of 105 versus 102, guides forward year revenue for 4.079. So they beat on earnings and adjusted guidance up. Why are they not moving off of that news? For real, though. What's going on, Zoom? A little pop pre-market and then just a sell-off. So Zoom's got an interesting setup here. One, they've been beaten down. Just beaten down, right? Two, they're below the 200. This is 15-minute chart. Below 200, below the 50, 31, or 34, 21, 8. They have a slingshot squeeze getting ready to set up, and they're going to launch, okay? So with that being said, I think that there's an opportunity. Okay. I think there's an opportunity for Zoom for the slingshot squeeze to release 220 to 240. Like, I like this tree line right here at 230, 219 to 2. Whoa, they got beat down. 243 close, right? Up to 264, right? A little $20 pop. And then all the way down to 220, 219. So that's a $40 range there. All right, so Zoom should be interesting to play today. All right, I'm spending too much time on that. Pfizer, everybody loves Pfizer, awarded a $1.4 billion modification to a contract for an additional 200 million doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. All right, they took a hit this morning. The entire market took a hit this morning. Pullback, nice little rally. Look for Pfizer range bound for the rest of this week. Going into next week above this 200 SMA. So basically a break of 5150, 5150 to 53. Okay. Moving on. Financial payment and financial stocks have created over last month, taking a hit from new COVID fears. Amazon's recent ban on Visa credit cards in the UK. That's wrong. It was Visa debit cards in the UK. Wider acceptance of BNPL, a threat of possible regulatory changes after Powell was nominated for a second term. Shares of MasterCard, Visa, American Express all fell, while fintechs, financial techs with Square and PayPal down as well, 2.1%. So, I don't know why they're afraid of Powell. Like, Powell does the world good. The drink this morning is sponsored by this A-Shock Adrenaline Smart Energy. I talked with somebody who, I don't know how I feel about this natural caffeine. I talked to somebody who's in the health and fitness sector, and they said that all that creatine is not good, especially if you're not working out. So I'm looking for the new energy drink. Yeah, A-Shock's pretty good. I'm not big on natural caffeine. I think it's short-lived. So yeah, we'll give it a shot. We will give it a shot. India plans to sell 5 million barrels of oil from its strategic reserves as part of the U.S.-led initiative to rein in prices involving leading consumers. We'll see how that affects crude today. All right, Impossible Foods said it raised $500 million in funding round in an undisclosed valuation. Impossible Food is beyond, isn't it? Impossible Foods. Somebody know what the ticker for Impossible Foods is? I don't. All right, we'll get it figured out. Consumer News, XPEV. I love XPEV. So they had earnings. It looks like they missed on earnings. Oh, shoosh. So they reported a bigger loss than expected. Reported Q3 delivery growth of about 200% year over year, 47.5% quarter over quarter, and 25,666 units, exceeding the company's guidance of 23,000 to 25,000 vehicles. P7 deliveries rose 71%. This thing will rip today, just so you know. Okay. They reported a loss on earnings, but their production numbers were great. So looking at the 15-minute chart, we had a nice little pop pre-market sell-off, pop at the end of the day, right? Running into earnings, sell-off. It's bouncing back and forth. But basically what I like to see here is this. One, this is a good example of what happens when that slingshot squeeze right here releases. Pow! You get an explosive move to the upside, especially if your moving averages are stacked positive at the time of that. You're going to get a greater than expected move to the upside. We want to play that squeeze because market makers cannot factor the squeeze release into their pricing. So what that means in a nutshell is, let's say they factor in an $8 move. They've got premiums, super inflated for that $8 move. Well, what happens is when that squeeze pops off and releases, it's like, popping off the cork of a champagne bottle. You don't know how far it's going to go. So it could go $8, it could go $20, and it could last for more than a second. So we've got a 15-minute slingshot squeeze release as well as a ready and fire signal that it's fired off. So we can look for at least 8 to 10, 15-minute periods of this squeeze rallying. So we're in about 10 right now. Just nice little rally up, pull back to the 34 EMA, 821, 34.50, 200 EMA, stack positive moving averages above the cloud, above point of control, positive earnings or positive news with good good production numbers. I think that this is a little fake out here. It's not going to happen. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a pretty good move today. So that being said, I'm going to look at XPEV, rally back to the 50% retracement. I'm looking at 5150. Let's go 5150 on XPEV. So that would be a new high. So if XPEV gets above, I hope it doesn't make this move pre-market. All right, I think a run to 50, 55, it's struggle. XPEV really a break above. All right, XPEV above 5125. I think we're going to get a pretty nasty move to the upside. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to release, like we just mentioned earlier. Right, mid compression squeeze here. Right, this is an early indication that reversal is coming. Got pre-market moves, pre-market earnings, stack positive moving averages. Right. If I were to run a fib from this 4-hour chart, let's see where the symmetry lines up. But I think that we can probably, I think we get a couple dollar move here. We break previous all-time highs. We could see 5450 on XPEV. Okay, keep an eye on that one. I think it should be interesting. We'll have to look at some other things in regards to it. Remember, Ivy Crush is a real thing. Don't get sucked into it. Get a couple weeks out on your contracts. Okay, spend a little bit too much time on that. In Euro news, business growth unexpectedly accelerated this month in IHS's Market Flash Composite Purchase Managers Index jumped 55.8 in November from 54 in October and topped 53.2 estimate. Germany's health minister called on Tuesday for further restrictions to contain a dramatic surge in COVID cases as the country's infection rate hit a record high and the United States advised against travel there. There's a vaccine. News. VMW, I think that's VMware. Is it? Yeah, VMware. And a little dip into earnings. Jeez. $50 move from highs this time last month. Trading at 167, currently trading at 116, or excuse me, 117. That's a $50 drop. Man, I bet you they're not happy. A third of the value of their contract or their stock prices. I don't know if I like this natural caffeine. I don't know. Sorry about that little pop. I got a new mic. I'm trying to see if I want to return it and get a better one. Christmas is coming up. I want a new camera. I want the see, I can't think. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I want the face cam from face cam camera from Elgato. This thing is badass. Please. This one right here. Pretty sick with it. Alrighty. Yeah, this thing's pretty sick. Pretty sick. Check it out. Anyway. Alright, if you have requests, now's the time to get them in. I'm going to go through some futures real quick. After I show off this camera that I want. Right. Yes, it's a webcam. It's either this for 200 bucks or I go and buy a DSLR for 1,000. This is supposed to do everything a DSLR does. I love this website. I think this is such a great, like, this is pretty damn cool, right? Look at that. Pretty dang cool, right? The scroll reel, like, that's tight. That's, as a developer, that's way cool. Using the scroll. Anyway, all right, so let's get through futures, get your requests in, and we will, dang, I might even be done a little early today. All right, overnight futures, here we go. ES took a drop from 47.29 all the way down to 46.74. It's a 50-point drop yesterday. Right, rally down, continued downtrend, all the way down. Jeez, that's pretty violent, to be honest with you. That's way more violent than I thought it was going to be. Ooh. We are currently making higher highs and higher lows, so we've got some struggles to get through this zone right here. There's a zone. Let me see if I can draw it. It's not a supply or demand zone. It's a consolidation zone. Basically, I'll get the correct zone levels out later. But basically, this is what it is. And Terry, you know what I'm talking about with the zone, right? I am totally, like, I don't know why that concept is so hard for me to get my head wrapped around. But it is, like, I think it's because I'm so used to drawing supply and demand zones. But their zones are completely different. So I don't know. I have the struggles with it for some reason, not intentionally, but I think it's because I either overcomplicate it or I try to get too precise with things. So I'm definitely trying to see if Chan can give me a little one-on-one help there. Hopefully he does. All right, NQ is choppy, nice little rally, double tweezer top. These two, this right here, where you get two long wicks that are close at the same level, that's a tweezer top. It's a reversal pattern. So I think we may see continue to move to the downside in the NQ. Let's see what we got here. And let's see. There's the low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. Let's see what happens with this next little run. If we fail to break above 16,375, I think we might see continued chopping. MYM, the Dow, after a massive drop yesterday, looks up to appears to have made a nice, say it with me, inverse head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. So with the Dow above 356.05, safer move above 35,635. The Russell, inverse head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, right? But it's got a lot of room to make up. All right, typically what we like to see, ooh, look at this crude little, all right, I'll get to that in a second. So we like to see gold down, crude down, bonds, right? This is TLT. We want to see bonds selling off. We want to see money moving out of gold, out of bonds into equities or crypto. Typically, gold people will move out of gold into crypto, so we might see a little rally with Bitcoin today. Bonds are falling off the side of a cliff, which is good, which means that money should be lifting over into the market. Is this tapering? Could be. And the yen is down. Okay, so this crude chart right here that you see, tell me that doesn't look like a llama. Tell me that doesn't look like a llama, right? So a little bull flag here. Either it's going to rip to the top or it's going to fall. I believe I'll have to check my notes on it, but llamas are lame and they should short llamas. There's a whole sub-secret sector of stock market analysis that utilizes animals for analysis. It's crazy, dude. It's tinfoil hat. It's fun. It's something to keep you from being too serious. But maybe I'll do an expose video on it or something. I'll do something on it. But basically, yeah, this looks like a little bit of a llama. If it fails to break, this is crude, right? We just heard about India busting out some of its reserves to help ease gas prices or ease oil prices, right? Get over here. This is just a standard. Come on, right? Little bull flag. If it breaks out, it can continue to rally. If it fails, it's going to come back down and test some of these previous lows. Gold is falling off a cliff, which is good. The end. So see how bonds are continuing to look at that. Look at the bond market right now. We could just sit here and watch TLT sink. Like, that's a long way down. All right, going to move into some requests now. We'll come back and check in on futures here in a minute. If NQ, NQ's trying to make higher highs and higher lows. I'm more worried about the ES. Inverse head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. Maybe we get face rips. Maybe we get face rips. All right, with that being said, let's look at AMD, Netflix, Workday, Tesla, mRNA. Good morning, Chris. Morning, Labs. Morning, Terry. And the watch list. What's up? What's up? What's up? LGVN. Talked about it the other day. Forgot about it later. Try to do some crazy stuff on Robinhood. Bam! Oh my gosh. Is that the next move off of last week's? I mean, I broke it. I briefed on it yesterday, right? 10 to 50, pulling back, rising 200 as support. Looks like it's found support at 25, 26. If this breaks, it can continue to move up higher. All right. I thought that this is, obviously that's a 5-minute chart. That's the move I was waiting for in a couple weeks. I didn't know it was going to happen now. So also keep in mind, last week the stock was trading at $3. $3 to 50. Back down to 27. Technically, it's solid, right? Pull back to the 50 on the 15-minute chart. Broke below VWAP though. So if we can get back above this and kind of straighten out a little bit, then I think we have a little bit more room to the upside. Contrarian, if we break this 50, we come and take out previous highs. We can come back down and test the 200 SMA at 13. It's volatile. It's a short week. Be safe. Keep your seat at do your job. Keep your seat at the table. That's all you have to do. Okay? That's all we want. Base hits and keeping your seat at the table. Last dude, nice job. But did you sell them at 50 or are you bag holding? That's the real question. All right, let's get into these trades. Shall we? All right, how am I going to do this? Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. All right, I'm going to move this over to here, here, here. All right, so we have requests. I want to look at Tesla. I am in a Tesla position. So we're going to check out Tesla. We're going to also check out Netflix. mRNA, General Motors. All right, the Tesseract, right? So this is a little concerning to me. The Algo made a new low, right? Price action is being supported by this dark pool level at 1157.86. However, the algorithm, ye old algo, rather than making a new high, right? It's now formed. Where the hell did that come from? Somebody recognize that sound? I think it's got something to do with TradeStation. I think it has something to do with the TradeStation. Possibly. Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, or Apple, Microsoft, Google, SPY, NVIDIA, and HD are all double green. Well, Tesla's double green as well. Stay away from JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, United Healthcare. Amazon is going to chop. Amazon made the candlestick pattern on the daily for Amazon is the bird. Ooh, as well as Apple. Eee. All right, I'm going to be looking for pullbacks. All right. Where was I? Tesla. So Tesla is now, the algo is now trading in a downward channel. This is a divergence, right? Just looking at what price action's doing into yesterday. We gapped up, we pulled back, we filled the gap, right? Yesterday we tried to get back up, and now we're trading kind of in the same pattern as the algorithm, right? Maybe a little different. All right, so Tesla's regular and dark pool levels 161.95, regular block trade level. We've got dark pool levels that are supporting price action right now. 137, or excuse me, 1137.06, 1156.87. If those levels, if that 1156.87 level breaks, I think we see a quick move down to 37, below 37. I think we have to target some of these lows here. All right. I bet you I could draw a right. So I'm looking for the algorithm to bounce off of its level here, rip back up, and come back up. So we might get an initial flush. I'm trying to hopefully it avoids this chop fest into this wedge and can break out to the upside. That would be super bullish on Tesla. However, the algorithm is range bound. So we're going to get a nice rally to pull back. So it's going to be quick. But we need the algorithm to make a higher high. Okay. Netflix. Oh, Netflix. Remind me to change these blocks to make it, I think 10 days worth of data on these is a fair amount. All right, Netflix. Algo is stair-stepping. It's doing the move that I want Tesla to do. So let me illustrate it over here. See how the Algo was in this weird little this funky little channel that I had going on. Price is doing its job. We're maybe possibly setting up for a Wu-Tang pattern reversal. The Algo is coming out of a consolidation phase, right there. If it can break out and above, I think it can put price action back up with it. Tesla came all the way down to this regular block trade level at 657.58 yesterday. Or excuse me, Netflix. Nice, healthy pullback on Netflix. Nice, healthy pullback on Netflix. We have regular block trade targets at 679.33 and 682. 679.33 and 682. We're looking for a higher high off of this, right? If price action continue to make a higher high, I think that we get a move back up to the upside. Nice little cup and handle, reversal, inverse cup and handle. Keep an eye on it. Support 657.88. mRNA. Like, I don't know why I haven't just played this stock, but this is a good example of divergence. So I really want to highlight this so that everybody can understand when I talk about the algorithm and divergence must play out and how price action will follow the algorithm. Okay, so the algo is steady uptrending, as you can see here, right? Nice little steady uptrend. We had divergence, right? Where did the divergence occur? I think you can consider, so this day on the 5th, I think that we can consider the divergence occurring at about this level, because what had happened was price action sold off and the algorithm immediately started taking off. Price action rallied with it for a little bit, right? Then some of that selling pressure took, people got scared that it couldn't break previous high, couldn't fill a gap, so people started taking profit. So this is a perfect example of how the divergence plays out. So this was the original divergence level here, right? As you can see, right, let's just say that's the original divergence level. Well, you can see what happened, right? Price action rallied up to meet the algorithm, and now it's currently trading right here is the point. Sorry, I guess we'll call that the divergence area, because that's when price action started trading with the algorithm again. Okay, so as far as mRNA is concerned, we have a regular block trade right here at 268.18. I gotta change. Let me just change these levels. That's 3 days. Let me get. We have to have some. All right, there we go. Looking at the last 13 days, right? We just rallied off of this cluster last week. Block trade, regular block trade support. Some dark pool levels coming in at 251.50. Excuse me, 251.41. Right, you got a dark pool level there. You have a dark pool level at 236.18 as well. So what we'd like to see happen is we'd like to see price action maintain its uptrend that it's created and continue to be pulled up with the algorithm, right? Right, this is a nice sloping uptrend here. I need to figure out short keys for this. Oh, that'd be so great, right? So look for that little wedge breakout for continuation up. If the algo can make, right, the algo can make new highs. mRNA still has a gap to fill. I think it's got more room to the upside. Okay. Good morning, GM. All right, so we're gonna look at. GM has a massive amount of block trades. All right, so GM and the algo. What's going on here? Trading with price action, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? The algo is still uptrending, right? It's stair-stepping its way up. Price action is rallying up and around it. We are kind of trapped between some regular and dark pool levels here. We have a regular block trade at 65 on the nose. That's going to be your target. Below that, 63.24 is your support. Right there, smack dab in the middle of the close yesterday at 64.21. So if we pull back to 63.64, I think we can see it continue to move to the upside. However, we're going to have to get over this dark pool level at 64.76, right? To the downside, we have a white line level. Let me just get these dark pool levels marked up first. 62.73 is your dark pool support level. Below that, 62.28, and I think we see an additional level of support. But what I want to showcase is this white line level at 61.95. For those of you that are new and don't understand what I'm doing here, the white bars are price action. The purple line is the regular algorithm. Red bars, or red lines, are regular block trades. Blue are dark pool block trades. This white line that I dropped right here is an invitation to a party that is going to be happening in the stock market. No, I'm just kidding. It means that there's a regular and a dark pool level that are printed so close to each other that I can't break them apart. This is a major area of support resistance. See what happened when price action broke through it the first time? It rallied, rallied, rallied. It came back and it tested it once. Rallied, rallied, rallied. Came back, tested it twice. Rallied 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 61.95, 61.80 level is your base for GM. Okay, moving on. Tesla to Tesla to Tesla. Walmart. LGVN. PSX. Workday. All right, let me get. All right, watch list. I'm going to do yours real quick. Workday. So, what do we have going on with Workday? We've got some pretty strong bullish divergence here, right? It's pretty nice looking. However, price action is sharply selling off. I don't know what's occurred, but we'll have to look at it because price action is definitely, like, the algo is definitely buying. I'm not super thrilled about this recent pattern. Not super thrilled about that megaphone. Nah, it's kind of sketchy. What we would look for is we'd look for this little breakout here. It's going to move up. Hopefully it can pull price action back up to at least this dark pool level at 286.50. Right? It just failed. Like that dark pool level, when it failed, it broke. I don't know what's going on with Workday. I haven't seen any news with it. All I can show you is levels: 290.57, 292.73, 293.50. So if we do get some bullish momentum, 286 is first target, right? It's initial dark pool level. I'm really, really interested in what's caused this massive decline. Does anybody know? This was a super strong stock up to the monthly top. Failed to break through the monthly top, and then we dropped all the way back down. Like, that's a pretty big move to the downside. Oh, $35. Rally up, pull back 2. I think it's a little early to say that this is a 1, 2, 3 reversal play, but so if Workday can get back up inside the daily and 4-hour Keltner channels, break up, so basically above 280, I think we can see a move to 285, which would be back into the weeklies. If we can get back into the weekly monthly cloud, I think we chop a little bit from 285 to 295. Right, above 295, it's a little bit easier. Well, let's see, we chop from 285 to 290, which is the weekly, which is a weekly cloud mid, daily mid, 4-hour mid, right? That's a typical move up to there. If we get above the weekly cloud, basically above the sea level here at 297, then I think that we get a 1, 2, 3, like a larger term Wu-Tang reversal. Contrarian, if we reject off of this 4-hour bottom and this daily bottom here, I think that we come back down and test the weekly mid all the way down at 263. Below that, we got the weekly bottom at 239. So should be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on Workday for the next little while. It looks as if, though, oh, they had earnings. Did they miss on earnings? Looks like they beat. So they came out. 110 versus 86. Reported 132. Something, did they not provide? I need to figure out what's going on with that. That doesn't make sense to me. All right, workday. All right. Moving on, getting back. Checking out your LVGN. It broke the 50. It's really trying to, it broke VWAP and the 50. So if it can't get back above 28, LGVN, I think it comes in tests 20 and 15. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Workday. All right. I'm sorry, you were skipped. AMD, I got you. I'll do AMD right now. Sorry, Johnny. My bad. Ooh, look at all those blocks. All right, AMD algorithm has broken its uptrend. I believe the algo has started to take private, some net selling happening there. Let's see what's going on here. So uptrend. All right. See how it tried to be hold up this trendline support and it fell through it. It moved all the way back down here to this previous level. So I'm looking for the algo to bounce off of this level here for a move back up to the upside. AMD had a rough day yesterday. Most everything had a rough day yesterday. So 157.30 is your regular block targets. 152.20 in 152.58 respectively. Let's just go ahead and say that that's a white line level because those did print pretty dang close to each other right there. So we're looking for price action to bounce off of there. We're also looking for the algorithm to bounce off at this level here. If we can get those two bounces, I think that we can come back up and target 157.30. Contrarian, we break down below that. I think we come and test 150.65, right? This level here. And then below that, we have some regular block trade levels that will provide support. I don't think they're acting as a magnet, to be honest with you. All right, this occurred on the 15th and the 16th. So all the way back, basically back here. So that's when these blocks printed. That's 140, 148, 147, right? So what I'm thinking happens is, so this recent move on AMD pulling back filled the gap. Well, not quite. So if we get a little bit more of a pullback to 151.35, that'll be that gap filling. Then all the gaps will be filled, moving into the Santa Claus rally for AMD. It is dependent on this algo rallying its way back up here. Currently, it's selling off. If the algo continues to sell, I think it does pull price action down to 150.65. Below 150.65, then it's a little bit chunky on the way down. AMD. Oh, okay. Actually, this is a pretty healthy move here. So AMD was nice, rally, back inside the 4-hour Keltner channel, touch the 4-hour bottom, touch the daily cloud top. So if it breaks below, so if it breaks down below 149, it should rally back to back test 140, 148, 149. If you see that down and back test move happen, you can look at the daily mid at 139 as your downside target. So this is what that move would look like. All right, for some reason it comes and it back tests this 4-hour daily bottom here. What's going to happen is off that back test, it's going to come back down here. Right? contrarian if it can break up into, right? Break back up, basically 4-hour bottom to 4-hour mid, and then back test, right? Back test the daily top. What will happen is you'll get this move up to the 4-hour top, right? You get that kind of move there. So AMD, $6 ATR. The daily and the weekly MACD is positive but decreasing. Yeah, it's, with it being a short week, I wouldn't get too serious about it. Maybe looking at some stuff into next week. All right, Johnny, my bad. All right. Yeah, Johnny, I didn't see your AMD. I was looking for capitalized tickers. I thought AMD said and. My bad. I apologize. All right, Walmart. Walmart's making a move, right? Walmart is making a move. So we've got we have a dark pool level at 144.78 that we're using as support. 142.39. The algo is using that as support, right? So what we want to see happen is, right, see how price action is trading with the algorithm. If the algo bounces up, it moves up, we can see a continuation move to the upside from Walmart. If we break below 144.78, we've got a regular block trade level down here that'll act as a magnet. So basically, if the algo talk about cup and handle. Keep an eye on the algorithm at this level. If it does break this level and continue to move down to the downside, I think it can pull Walmart back down to chop for the next couple of days. If Walmart breaks above its previous high, 145, it's fighting to get back above the 4-hour cloud on the daily cloud. So Walmart above 146, Walmart to 147, 150. If it rejects the 4-hour top, right? I think we either chop at this level that it's at now, or we come down and test previous lows. It's uptrending. Like, I think Walmart is getting ready to, MACD is getting ready to curl over positive. Yeah, I think all we need is a little push above 146 for Walmart. LVGN, consolidating algorithm, profit taking, right? Divergence is played out. I'd look for a pullback on it. We have regular block trade levels on LGVN coming in at 1720. So support 1720, 1350. Right, all these support levels here. I think 10 is the base. I think 10 is going to be the new base for it from 3. So there's your downside targets. Algo is trading with price action though, so keep an eye on getting a little breakout there. All right, PSX. I'm not sure what this is. This PlayStation? PSX. What's happening here? So the algo is pretty much they're selling off, right? All right, the algo is selling off. It's moving down, right? If it bounces off of this level here, we might see an additional little pop, but price action, and that feels like that's a little llama play there. So 1, 2, 3. Because if it was a reversal, then we'd have a little bit more even movement, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This feels just like a pop drop. Filled the gap. All right. So PSX, the algo is selling off. We've got regular block at 72.19. There's your support. 74.68. Overhead target 1. Above that, we get into some dark pool levels. Dark pool level at 73.71. That's your resistance. We get above that, I think we start taking out some of these previous levels. 77.47 is your dark pool target. If this doesn't hold, right? If this level doesn't hold, I think we come back down and test the 69 level. All right, moving on. Which one did I not get? Invax, Zoom, Car, Airbnb. Car, Airbnb, Zoom. PSX as well. Oh, that's Phillips. Is that Phillips 66? I'm not sure what Nova is, but Chris, you call some bangers. So, all right, look at that move on Car. All right, remember the initial pop, lock, and drop it that happened? So Car's got a little bit of bullish divergence happening here. Look at this algorithm. It's still choppy though. So Algo is making higher lows. It needed to come through and make a higher high off of this little channel here. All right, pretty solid little channel. Price action's following it up. Look for that wedge breakout on Car. If we take that level out, I think, like, I'm not really seeing any block trades in the last 4 days, but I think we've got some previous highs that we should. Oh, nope, I can't use red. Sorry, hold on. Let me grab a different color. All right, if we take out some of those previous highs, I think that we can launch a little bit. That's CAR. Look for the algo to interact here at this level. If it breaks that, I think we can see a nice little move up. Airbnb, we have bullish divergence. The algo is trying to make a reversal. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check. Airbnb is one of my favorite stocks to play. All right, so if we can, right, if we can break out and above, I think it can pull price action up with it. Right, pretty decent move there. We have some regular targets and support. 186, 181.66 is regular block support. 190.25 is target 1. 191.61 target 2, or right, that's the algo support. So I like Airbnb today. 204.33 regular block, or excuse me, dark pool level at 206.54. That's gonna be my target for Airbnb. I like it. So we can see it continue. We can see a pretty good rally from current price up to 191. Let's see what it would do. And then I got to get going here pretty soon. Airbnb. What did it do? Yeah. So above 189, I think we get a clean move to 196 and then 201. If we reject here, if we reject off of 186, we rally up and get rejected off of the weekly top 4-hour mid, then I think we can see a move to the downside. So rally up, we get rejected off that, we come back here. All right, I think that's it. What do we got here? We got Airbnb, Zoom. All right, so zoomity zoom. So do you see a giant head and shoulders? I do. The algo's made a giant head and shoulders. So I'm going to be leery of Zoom. I think this is all pressure right here. This should be an interesting one to watch, right? If Zoom can break above Zoom can break above 246.60. Should be another move up to 250, 255, right? I think it's going to reject that. The algo, dude, straight up head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Right, we got a neckline right around, right around there. So watch for the algorithm to interact with this level here. All right, so zoom long. I think that we can get a little move from 247 to 255. However, I think we might reject and continue to move to the downside. Whoa. All right, Nova. I'm not sure what Nova does, but the divergence is played out. The algo is... Let's see what the algo is doing here. All right, so the algo is... Come on, give me the right damn tool. All right, look for the algo to move that way. If looks like we're at a support level, right? 39.69 is regular block support, and 40.53, 40.50 is dark pool resistance. So above 40.53, I think we can chop. Let's see here. Watch the algo to pull price action up with it. I'm not really seeing any sort of a channel, possibly. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me. I've got to go. It's been a pleasure. I will throw up TTD and fun for you guys to take a screenshot if you want to look at it real quick. I think I got everybody. What happened to membership? Me and YouTube are fighting right now. Okay. TTD. Price action is trading with the algorithm. I need the algo to really break above. Right. Come on, just give me the right tools. That's so frustrating. Right, look for that breakout, that wedge breakout. Support, dark pool level 107.99. That's your overhead target, 108 basically. This looks like a little Wu-Tang pattern reversal. It's really small, right? But it's there. 1, 2, 3. Like almost like a failed Wu-Tang reversal, right? We'll have to see if that will continue to move price action up with it. What's TTD doing overnight? To support, right? So this could be a nice bounce off of the monthly top, daily bottom, 4-hour bottom. So I'm going to keep an eye on TTD. I don't like how the MACD is sloping down though. If we can get a recovery there, I think TTD can move. It can move. As far as targets are concerned, let's look at this. Right. $120, let's see, TTD. $105, $110, $115. Yeah, $105, $110, $115, $125. It's healthy. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I definitely have to go now. Thanks for joining me once again. My name is Dark Pool Algo. I'm here every morning, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. TTD looks good. Remember, tomorrow is, I think, a short day. I know Friday is a shortened trading, so maybe cash isn't such going to be such a bad idea. One more time before we leave, a real quick look at the futures. Looks like NQ failed to make that higher high. That tweezer top is sketchy AF, I'm telling you. So the Russell, inverse head and shoulders, right? The yen, head and shoulders, failed breakout for crude, trying it again. Gold is selling off. Had a little bit of a pop on bonds, right? But it's continuing to move down. So yen's down, bonds down, crude's down, gold's down. That should mean that we get a nice little, I like this consolidation move right here on the ES, right? Consolidation pre-market. We might get a little bit of a pop and try to recover some of these gains during the open hour, open cash session. And really need NQ to try to make, it's not making new highs, it's just making a new pre-market high, right? Inverse head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders all over the place. Oh, it should be a gorgeous day. Okay, that's it for real this time. Bye now. Stay safe.